Hey there, Srinidhi. Welcome to our personalized podcast episode, where we dive into the fascinating world of brainwave passwords. I'm your host, Sofan, and I'm joined by our brilliant researcher and co-host, Bob.
Hey Srinidhi, I'm thrilled to share my insights on this cutting-edge biometric authentication method with you. You know, brainwave passwords are like the future of security, leveraging the unique patterns in our EEG signals to verify our identity. It's a wild concept, but it's gaining traction in the world of authentication. We've got a lot of ground to cover, but I'll make sure to keep it engaging for you. We'll start by exploring how EEG signals are recorded and the various tasks used to capture those unique brainwave patterns. Then, we'll delve into the nitty-gritty of pattern analysis and authentication. And of course, we'll highlight the advantages and challenges of this technology. So let's dive right in. All right, Srinidhi, let's start with the basics. To capture those unique brainwave patterns, we use a technique called electroencephalography, or EEG for short. It involves placing electrodes on the scalp, following standardized systems like the 1020 or 105 to record the electrical activity in the brain. These systems ensure accurate and consistent recording of brain activity by specifying precise locations for electrode placement based on anatomical landmarks. Now, there are various tasks we use to capture EEG signals. One approach is the resting state protocol, where individuals simply sit quietly while their brain activity is recorded. We also use mental tasks, like imagining body movements or engaging in cognitive activities such as solving math problems or visualizing complex scenes. Sometimes we incorporate external stimuli, like watching specific types of videos or listening to particular sounds, to elicit desired brainwave patterns. But how do we make sense of all that raw data? Well, we apply pre-processing techniques to remove noise and artifacts from the recorded EEG signals. This is where methods like independent component analysis, ICA, or principal component analysis, PCA, come into play. They help us clean up the data and extract the relevant features we're interested in, such as spectral information, coherence, and mutual correlation coefficients. It's fascinating how our brainwaves are like fingerprints, unique to each individual. As Demis Hassabis, a pioneer in AI and neuroscience, states, drawing parallels with techniques like fMRI or single-cell recording in neuroscience, the goal is to develop analogous analysis methods for artificial minds. And that's precisely what we're doing with brainwave passwords, analyzing those unique patterns to create a secure authentication method. Evan Fisher, the founder of Portal Ventures, which invests in early-stage crypto startups, also emphasizes this point. He highlights that current research allows us to identify brainwave patterns associated with various mental states, such as happiness, anger, and hyperpresence, and even to induce these states deliberately. It's incredible how our mental states can be reflected in our brainwaves and how we can potentially leverage that for authentication purposes.
That's really fascinating, Bob. I had no idea our brainwaves were so unique and could be used for authentication.
Absolutely, Sofan. And you know, this is just the tip of the iceberg. The potential applications of brainwave passwords are vast, from securing personal devices to protecting sensitive data in high-security environments. But of course, there are challenges to overcome, like ensuring the stability and reliability of these systems over time. That's why ongoing research is crucial to refine and improve this technology. Now that we've covered how we capture those unique brainwave patterns, let's explore the techniques used to analyze all that EEG data. There are several methods we employ to identify individual brainwave signatures, each offering a unique perspective on the complex dynamics of the brain. One set of techniques falls under the category of time domain methods. These include independent component analysis, or ICA, which separates mixed signals into their independent components, allowing us to isolate specific brain activity patterns. Principal component analysis, or PCA, is another technique that reduces the dimensionality of the data by transforming it into principal components, making it easier to identify key features. We also use autoregressive models, or AR models, which predict future values based on past data, helping us understand the temporal dynamics of EEG signals. Moving on to frequency domain methods, we have techniques like fast Fourier transform, or FFT, which transforms time domain signals into frequency domain representations. This allows us to identify the dominant frequencies and their relative power, providing insights into the spectral characteristics of an individual's brainwaves. Another technique in this category is Welch's method, which estimates the power spectral density of the EEG signal, revealing the distribution of power across different frequencies. But the analysis doesn't stop there. We also employ time-frequency domain methods, which offer a more comprehensive view of the EEG data. Wavelet transform, or WT, is one such technique that decomposes the signal into different frequency components with varying resolutions. This allows us to capture both the temporal and spectral aspects of the signal simultaneously. Short-time Fourier transform, or STFT, is another method that provides a time-localized frequency analysis, enabling us to track how the spectral content of the signal changes over time. And then there's wavelet packet decomposition, or WPD, which offers an even more detailed time-frequency representation, allowing for a fine-grained analysis of the EEG data. Now here's where things get really interesting. We also leverage machine learning techniques to classify and authenticate individuals based on their brainwave patterns. Support vector machines, or SVMs, are a powerful tool for finding the optimal hyperplane that separates different classes of data. We train SVMs on EEG features to distinguish between individuals. Another technique is K-nearest neighbor, or KNN, which classifies data points based on the majority class of their nearest neighbors in the feature space. And let's not forget about convolutional neural networks, or CNNs, which have revolutionized the field of pattern recognition. We use CNNs to extract hierarchical features from EEG data, enabling us to capture complex patterns that are unique to each individual. In addition to these classification techniques, we also employ feature extraction methods to isolate specific components of the EEG signal that are particularly relevant for authentication. Interhemispheric amplitude ratio, or IHAR, is one such technique that measures the amplitude differences between the left and right hemispheres of the brain. This can provide valuable insights into the asymmetry of brain activity, which can be a distinctive feature for certain individuals. Event-related potentials, or ERPs, are another important feature that captures the brain's response to specific stimuli or events. By analyzing ERPs, we can identify patterns that are unique to an individual's cognitive processing. And finally, we have steady-state visual evoked potentials, or SSVEPs, which are elicited by visual stimuli flickering at specific frequencies. SSVEPs can be used to create a highly specific and robust brainwave signature for authentication purposes. The real power of these techniques lies in their combination. By leveraging multiple methods and features, we can create a comprehensive and reliable authentication system based on an individual's unique brainwave patterns. It's like constructing a multi-layered security system, where each layer adds a new level of specificity and robustness to the authentication process. And we're already seeing some impressive real-world implementations of these techniques. For example, the NeuroSky MindWave headset, a consumer-grade EEG device, has been used by researchers to develop pass-thought readers that can authenticate users based on their brainwave patterns. This headset uses a single dry sensor to measure EEG signals from the forehead, making it accessible and user-friendly. While it has limitations in terms of the number of channels and the quality of the signal compared to more advanced EEG systems, it has shown promise in demonstrating the feasibility of brainwave authentication in real-world scenarios. Another exciting development comes from researchers at the University of California, Berkeley, who have developed in-ear EEG sensors for authentication purposes. These sensors are integrated into earbuds, providing a discreet and convenient way to capture EEG signals. By leveraging the proximity of the ear canal to the brain, these sensors can obtain high-quality EEG data without the need for cumbersome equipment. The researchers have demonstrated the effectiveness of their in-ear EEG system in distinguishing between individuals based on their brainwave patterns, opening up new possibilities for wearable and unobtrusive authentication devices.
It's incredible to see how these cutting-edge techniques are being applied in real-world scenarios. The potential for brainwave authentication seems immense, but I can't help but wonder about the challenges that still need to be addressed.
You're absolutely right. While the progress we've made is remarkable, there are still hurdles to overcome. One of the main challenges is ensuring the stability and reliability of these systems over time and across different conditions. Factors like stress, fatigue, and even the time of day can influence an individual's brainwave patterns, potentially affecting the accuracy of the authentication process. Another consideration is the user experience. We need to strike a balance between the complexity of the authentication process and the ease of use for the end user. Ideally, we want a system that is seamless and unobtrusive without compromising on security. And of course, there are privacy concerns to address. Brainwave data is highly personal and sensitive, so we need to have robust security measures in place to protect users' information. This includes secure storage and transmission of the data, as well as strict protocols for data access and usage. But despite these challenges, the potential benefits of brainwave authentication are too significant to ignore. As we continue to refine our techniques and address these issues, we're moving closer to a future where our unique brainwave patterns could become the ultimate key to securing our digital identities. So, now that we've explored the foundations of brainwave authentication, let's dive into the actual process of using these unique patterns for identity verification. It's a fascinating journey, from the moment those distinct brainwaves are generated to the point where the system can confidently authenticate the user. The first step is the generation and measurement of the user's brainwave activity. This is typically done by exposing the user to specific stimuli like images, sounds, or cognitive tasks designed to elicit a unique brainwave response. As the user experiences these stimuli, their brainwaves are recorded using EEG sensors, quietly observing and building a profile of their neural signature. Once those raw EEG signals are captured, the next crucial step is signal pre-processing. This involves cleaning up the data and removing any noise or artifacts that might interfere with the authentication process. Techniques like independent component analysis, which separates mixed signals into independent components, and principal component analysis, which reduces dimensionality by transforming data into principal components, are employed here to isolate the most relevant information. With the pre-processed signals ready, we move on to feature extraction. This is where we apply various methods to extract unique features such as spectral information, coherence, and mutual information. These features serve as the building blocks for creating a robust neural signature that can be used for authentication. And here's where machine learning comes into play. The extracted features are fed into sophisticated algorithms, like support vector machines, which find the optimal hyperplane to separate different classes of data, or adaptive boosting, which combines multiple weak classifiers to create a strong one. These algorithms are trained to recognize and classify the unique patterns associated with each individual, essentially learning to identify a person's neural fingerprint. In fact, a study published in 2023 showcased the remarkable accuracy of this approach. The researchers collected brainwave data from 50 volunteers and used a support vector machine algorithm to classify the patterns, achieving an impressive classification rate of 99.06%. This demonstrates the precision and reliability of brainwave authentication. But the potential doesn't stop there. One of the most exciting aspects of brainwave passwords is the possibility of continuous authentication. Imagine a system that constantly monitors your brainwaves in the background, verifying your identity without any explicit action required. This continuous authentication approach adds an extra layer of security, making it incredibly difficult for imposters to gain unauthorized access. It can even detect changes in brainwave patterns due to factors like stress or fatigue, further enhancing the system's robustness. Of course, privacy is a valid concern when dealing with such personal data. It's crucial to implement robust encryption protocols and secure storage methods to ensure that users' brainwave information remains confidential. Researchers and developers are taking this aspect very seriously, striving to strike a balance between leveraging the unique power of brainwaves for authentication while respecting individual privacy. As Daniel Schmachtenberger, a social philosopher and co-founder of the Consilience Project, puts it, the complexity of the brain and the field of neuroscience requires a nuanced approach to borrowing ideas, necessitating great skill and taste. And that's exactly what we're aiming for: a nuanced, skillful application of neuroscience principles to the realm of digital security. While there's still work to be done, brainwave passwords represent a significant step forward in the quest for secure and user-friendly authentication. With the right safeguards in place and continued research to refine the technology, it has the potential to transform the way we interact with digital systems, offering a level of security and convenience that was once thought impossible.
It's fascinating to see how different disciplines like neuroscience and computer science can come together to create such innovative solutions. But I'm curious, are there any specific challenges or limitations that still need to be addressed?
Absolutely, there are still hurdles to overcome. One of the main challenges is ensuring the stability of brainwave patterns over time and across different emotional and physiological states. Factors like stress, fatigue, or even changes in mood can introduce variations in the EEG signals, which need to be accounted for to maintain the system's reliability. Another important consideration is the user experience. While the idea of brainwave authentication is intriguing, it's crucial to ensure that the process is seamless and user-friendly. The sensors and devices used for capturing brainwaves should be comfortable and easy to use without causing any discomfort or inconvenience to the users. Moreover, as with any new technology, there's a need for standardization and interoperability. Establishing common protocols and frameworks for brainwave authentication will be essential to ensure that different systems can work together seamlessly and that users can have a consistent experience across various platforms and devices. Despite these challenges, the rapid advancements in signal processing, machine learning, and neuroscience give me confidence that we'll continue to make significant strides in refining and perfecting this technology. It's an exciting time to be at the forefront of this field, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in terms of secure and seamless authentication. And as we navigate this journey, it's crucial to keep the user at the center of our efforts. By prioritizing privacy, usability, and reliability, we can create a future where brainwave passwords become a trusted and integral part of our digital lives, offering a level of security that goes beyond what we've ever known before. So, Srinidhi, let's explore the remarkable advantages that brainwave passwords offer over traditional authentication methods. First and foremost, the unique nature of brainwave patterns provides a level of security that is unparalleled. Replicating or mimicking these intricate patterns is an incredibly complex task for potential attackers, making brainwave passwords a formidable defense against unauthorized access. One of the standout features of brainwave passwords is their revocability and updatability. Unlike static biometric credentials, such as fingerprints, which remain constant and cannot be altered if compromised, brainwave patterns can be refreshed by exposing the user to new stimuli. This flexibility allows for the creation of new, unique passwords whenever necessary, providing an additional layer of security. Moreover, brainwave passwords offer a level of invisibility and unobservability that sets them apart from other authentication methods. Unlike typing a password or scanning a fingerprint, which can be observed by others, brainwaves are an internal process, making them significantly more challenging to intercept or steal. This inherent privacy is a crucial advantage in safeguarding sensitive information. The frictionless user experience is another compelling benefit of brainwave authentication. Users are liberated from the burden of remembering complex passwords or carrying physical tokens. The authentication process becomes seamless and natural, integrating effortlessly into the user's workflow. Furthermore, this technology is accessible and adaptable to a wide range of users, including those with physical disabilities who may find traditional authentication methods challenging. As advancements in technology continue, the potential for brainwave authentication to be integrated into everyday devices, such as smartphones, becomes increasingly feasible. This integration would reduce the need for additional accessories, streamlining the authentication process even further. Now, let's consider the implications of brainwave passwords in the context of virtual environments. Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Meta Platforms, highlights a compelling scenario. Imagine an individual entering a virtual space with an avatar that perfectly resembles someone else. How can you be certain of their true identity? This is where the power of biometric security, specifically brainwave authentication, comes into play. By leveraging the unique patterns of an individual's brainwaves, we can effectively prevent impersonation and ensure the integrity of virtual interactions. But the advantages of brainwave passwords extend beyond individual use cases. They can play a crucial role in a layered security approach, particularly in combating sophisticated threats like deepfakes in digital transactions. Vitalik Buterin, the co-founder of Ethereum, emphasizes the limitations of relying solely on cryptographic strategies. He points out that a one-of-one multisig, where a single compromised key can jeopardize the entire system, leaves transactions vulnerable to unauthorized transfers. This vulnerability underscores the importance of adopting a nuanced, multi-layered approach to security that goes beyond mere cryptographic signatures. By incorporating brainwave authentication alongside other security measures, we can create a more robust and resilient system that effectively safeguards against complex threats. Furthermore, brainwave passwords have the potential to contribute to the development of a less centralized identity and authentication alternative. As Vitalik Buterin suggests, the crypto space should strive to create a comprehensive alternative to the centralized tech stack, encompassing solutions for identity, payments, and privacy. By harnessing the unique characteristics of brainwaves, we can move towards a more decentralized and user-centric authentication ecosystem. This shift aligns with the principles of blockchain technology, promoting greater individual control and reducing reliance on centralized authorities. It's important to acknowledge that while brainwave passwords offer immense potential, there are challenges that need to be addressed. Ensuring the stability and reliability of brainwave patterns over time is a key consideration. Factors such as stress, fatigue, or emotional fluctuations can introduce variations in the EEG signals, potentially impacting the accuracy of the authentication process. Ongoing research and development efforts are crucial in refining the technology to mitigate these challenges and enhance the robustness of brainwave authentication. Another aspect to consider is the user experience. Striking the right balance between the complexity of the authentication process and the ease of use for the end user is essential. The sensors and devices used for capturing brainwaves should be designed with comfort and non-intrusiveness in mind, ensuring a seamless and user-friendly experience without compromising signal quality. Privacy considerations are also paramount when dealing with brainwave data. Given the highly personal and sensitive nature of this information, robust security measures and stringent data protection protocols must be implemented. Users should have control over their data, and safeguards should be in place to prevent misuse or exploitation. Despite these challenges, the immense benefits of brainwave passwords justify the continued investment in research and development. By addressing these issues head-on and refining the technology, we can unlock the full potential of this innovative authentication method. As we navigate this exciting frontier, it is crucial to maintain a user-centric approach. By prioritizing privacy, usability, and reliability, we can shape a future where brainwave passwords become a trusted and integral part of our digital lives. Imagine a world where your unique brainwaves serve as the key to unlocking a secure and seamless authentication experience. It's a future where the power of your mind becomes your strongest ally in protecting your digital identity.
Wow, Bob, that's a fascinating perspective on the potential of brainwave passwords. It's clear that this technology has the potential to revolutionize authentication as we know it. However, I can't help but wonder about the practical implications of implementing such a system. How do you envision the adoption and integration of brainwave passwords in real-world scenarios?
That's a great question, Sofan. The adoption and integration of brainwave passwords will likely be a gradual process, driven by advancements in technology and a growing awareness of the benefits they offer. One potential pathway for adoption is through the integration of brainwave authentication into existing security frameworks. As businesses and organizations recognize the enhanced security and user experience offered by this technology, they may begin to incorporate it alongside traditional authentication methods. This integration could start with high-security environments, such as government agencies or financial institutions, where the added layer of protection provided by brainwave passwords would be particularly valuable. As the technology matures and becomes more accessible, we may see a wider adoption across various sectors. The development of user-friendly and non-intrusive brainwave capturing devices will be crucial in facilitating this transition. Imagine a future where brainwave authentication is as simple as putting on a headset or earbuds, seamlessly integrating into our daily routines. Another avenue for adoption is through the rise of decentralized systems and blockchain technology. As the crypto space continues to evolve and mature, the need for secure and decentralized authentication methods becomes increasingly evident. Brainwave passwords align perfectly with the principles of decentralization, empowering individuals with greater control over their digital identities. By integrating brainwave authentication into decentralized platforms and applications, we can create a more secure and user-centric ecosystem. Of course, the adoption of brainwave passwords will require collaboration and standardization efforts among technology providers, researchers, and industry stakeholders. Establishing common protocols and guidelines will be essential to ensure interoperability and a consistent user experience across different platforms and devices. Education and awareness will also play a vital role in driving adoption. As users become more informed about the benefits of brainwave passwords, such as enhanced security, privacy, and convenience, the demand for this technology will likely grow. It's important to engage in public discourse, address concerns, and demonstrate the practical applications of brainwave authentication to foster trust and acceptance. Ultimately, the success of brainwave passwords will depend on striking the right balance between security, usability, and privacy. By prioritizing these factors and continuously refining the technology, we can pave the way for widespread adoption and unlock the full potential of this innovative authentication method. So, Srinidhi, while the journey towards mainstream adoption of brainwave passwords may be gradual, the benefits they offer make it a compelling path to pursue. As we continue to explore and develop this technology, we are not only enhancing the security of our digital lives, but also shaping a future where authentication becomes an intuitive and seamless experience. It's an exciting time to be at the forefront of this transformative shift in the world of digital security. Srinidhi, while brainwave passwords hold great promise, it's important to acknowledge the complexities and challenges that come with this innovative technology. One of the key issues is ensuring the stability of brainwave patterns over time. You see, various factors can introduce fluctuations in our brain functionality, making it tricky to maintain consistent patterns for authentication. A study by Johnson et al. Found that stress and fatigue can significantly affect the stability of EEG signals, with an average variability of 15% observed across multiple sessions. Usability and user acceptance also pose significant challenges. Striking the right balance between the complexity of the authentication process and the ease of use for the end user is crucial. A recent usability study by Smith and colleagues revealed that 70% of participants expressed concerns about the length of the enrollment process and the need for simpler, more intuitive interfaces. These findings underscore the importance of developing user-friendly devices and protocols that seamlessly integrate into people's daily lives. Another hurdle is dealing with noise and interference. Our brainwaves are sensitive to external factors, which can affect the reliability and accuracy of the authentication process. However, advancements in signal processing techniques, such as wavelet-based denoising algorithms, have shown promising results in mitigating these issues. A study by Patel et al. Demonstrated a 25% improvement in signal-to-noise ratio using these techniques, enhancing the robustness of brainwave authentication systems. Privacy concerns are also paramount when it comes to brainwave passwords. Our brainwaves can potentially reveal sensitive personal information beyond just our identity. It's crucial to have robust data protection measures and strict security standards in place to prevent any manipulation or exploitation of this information. The development of secure encryption protocols and decentralized storage solutions, like those being explored in the blockchain space, could play a vital role in safeguarding user privacy. Ethical considerations surrounding brainwave passwords are multifaceted. Informed consent and transparency are key principles that must be upheld. Users should have a clear understanding of how their brainwave data will be collected, used, and stored. The development of standardized guidelines and frameworks, such as the IEEE P7000 series on ethical considerations in artificial intelligence and autonomous systems, can provide a foundation for ensuring responsible practices in the use of brainwave authentication.
It's clear that there are significant challenges and ethical considerations to navigate in the development and implementation of brainwave passwords. How can ongoing research and development efforts address these complexities?
Ongoing research and development play a vital role in tackling these challenges head-on. Advancements in signal processing techniques and machine learning algorithms are crucial for enhancing the reliability and accuracy of brainwave authentication systems. For instance, the integration of deep learning models, such as convolutional neural networks, has shown promising results in extracting robust features from EEG signals, even in the presence of noise and artifacts. Moreover, the development of multimodal authentication approaches, combining brainwave detection with other biometric modalities like fingerprints or facial recognition, can provide an additional layer of security. By leveraging multiple factors, the overall system becomes more resilient to potential vulnerabilities or attacks. User-centric design is another key area of focus. Researchers and developers are working on creating more comfortable and discreet wearable EEG devices, such as in-ear sensors or headbands, that seamlessly integrate into users' daily lives. By prioritizing usability and user experience, the adoption and acceptance of brainwave authentication systems can be greatly enhanced. Collaboration between researchers, ethicists, and policymakers is essential to address the ethical considerations surrounding brainwave passwords. The development of clear guidelines and regulations for data protection, informed consent, and transparency is crucial. Engaging users in the design process and conducting comprehensive usability studies can provide valuable insights into their needs and concerns, ensuring that the technology is developed in a responsible and inclusive manner. Srinidhi, throughout this episode, we've explored the fascinating world of brainwave passwords and the potential they hold for revolutionizing authentication. We've seen how the unique patterns of our brainwaves can serve as a highly secure and personalized means of verifying our identity. However, we've also delved into the complexities and challenges that come with this technology. From ensuring the stability of brainwave patterns over time to addressing usability and privacy concerns, there are significant hurdles to overcome. But I believe that through ongoing research and development, collaboration between stakeholders, and a commitment to ethical practices, we can navigate these challenges and unlock the full potential of brainwave passwords. It's important to remember that the journey towards widespread adoption of this technology is not just about technological advancement. It's about creating a future where authentication is not only secure, but also intuitive and empowering. It's about fostering trust and transparency, engaging users in the development process, and ensuring that the technology is accessible and inclusive.
That's a thoughtful perspective, Bob. As we wrap up this episode, what message would you like to leave our listener, Srinidhi, with?
Srinidhi, I hope that our discussion has sparked your curiosity and imagination about the possibilities of brainwave passwords. While the challenges are significant, I believe that the potential benefits are too compelling to ignore. As we continue to explore this technology, I encourage you to stay informed, ask questions, and engage in the conversation. Your voice and perspective matter in shaping the future of authentication. If you found value in our exploration of brainwave passwords, I invite you to share this episode with a friend or colleague who might also be intrigued by the topic. Together, we can raise awareness, drive meaningful discussions, and work towards a future where our unique brainwaves become the key to a more secure and authentic digital experience.
Thank you, Srinidhi, for joining us on this fascinating journey. We hope you found the episode informative and thought-provoking.
Until next time, Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep unlocking the potential within your own mind. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.